And welcome back to another episode of the Men's Report, Fantasy Prediction Show, hosted by yours truly, Menace to Fantasy. Let's go. And welcome back to another episode of the Men's Report, Fantasy Prediction Show. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you know I'm back. Hold up. Welcome back. Let's get into this. It's Friday. You know I always come in and run my mouth on a Friday. I'm just coming in real quick. Not going to be too short, but real quick. I'm just going to give you my 2 cents. A couple situations that has transpired recently throughout the NFL. All right, so let's get right into it. We're going to start with the Cleveland Browns. The head coach came out and named Joe Flacco the Week 1 starter. No surprise over here. I'm pretty sure you guys, there's no surprise to you. It just makes sense. Out of that bunch of healthy, really not healthy, but people who are available, he has the most experience. And I'm not saying their offense is going to turn into a juggernaut, but he makes them move a little bit. Because the other guys, I think, that's still going to be relevant are quite young. All right? Deshaun Watson, he's still out with the Achilles. I think they just can't release him. Too much dead money on that cap. It's a big hit. They got to hold on to him. But I still think his career is over. Dillon and Sanders, I think they're still relevant. I think they're going to battle out who's going to be that QB number 2, the backup. And you're like, backup? Yeah, I think one of those two are going to be the backup. They're going to keep Dillon. 3rd round, I think they drafted him. And Sanders showing that he can play. He can play. The odd man out is Kenny Pickett. Now, you're going to say, hold up, school. They traded a 5th round draft pick for this man's services. It's a 5th round draft pick. Really no loss. Sorry, Kenny. You should have stayed with the Steelers and learned. Sorry. It's not going to happen. Now, out of that offense, the only person that really intrigues me is David Njoku. I know they got Jerry Jeudy. I've never really been a huge fan. And I know they got Cedric Tillman. If he was available late, maybe I would do Tillman. Maybe. Now, if Jameis Winston was still there, I'd be on Jerry Jeudy and Tillman. Pause. Now, would that be on it? They'll make my eyes open up a little bit bigger. Winston's not there. It's Joe Flacco. Okay? So Joe is not going to be the starter the whole year, in my opinion. I don't know when somebody's going to take over, but Joe is the starter that started out. Now, going over to another situation, poor QB play, but it's still big. Now, maybe not in redraft, but in Dynasty, it makes sense. It made sense for me because it gave me depth at the quarterback position off one of my recent trades. Now, you know what I'm talking about? I traded Baker Mayfield because I knew I still had Lamar Jackson and I got Jaden Daniels. So I can move Baker Mayfield. That's why I went out there and picked up Daniel Jones off the wire. And also Rattler off the wire. I got Dart, but I got to wait. But I'm going to talk about him later. Now, Danny Dimes, QB1. And the big thing here is he has the support, the backing of the organization and the head coach. Because the head coach came out and said there will not be a short lease for Daniel Jones. So, when he said that, you already know AR-15, Anthony Richardson, agent, was hot. He was hot. Basically came back. I think it was what is that thing called? X or Twitter. I don't know what they call it. He came out He was like he sees no future for Anthony Richardson with the Colts. So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. They drafted this man. They use a lot of draft capital, but their agent, rightfully so, needs to be hot. But the days look numbered to me for Anthony Richardson. Now, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about his trade or this or that, but they see him. We don't see him at practice every day. His head coaching staff sees him at practice every day, and I guess they're saying that he needs more time. He has to learn. Daniel Downs being named the QB1. It doesn't change my opinion with Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, or Warren, the tight end, rookie tight end. They really weren't on my radar. I'm sorry. There's only one player that moved up a little bit on my radar is Jonathan Taylor. He ain't got to worry about Daniel Jones really vulturing him at the goal line. I'm not saying he can't, but AR-15, that was in the back of your head every time when he was starting and Jonathan Taylor was out there. It was like, is AR going to hand it off or just take it himself? So, Jonathan Taylor bumps up a little bit, in my opinion, for my personal ratings. Let's move over to a decent quarterback situation because of the head coach and his offensive system, because it's proven the right spot. It could be very lethal and high powered. I'm talking about the Los Angeles Rams and Matthew Stafford. We know Matthew Stafford is not young, no spring chicken. He has a back injury, a herniated disc. I never had a severe back injury, but that makes me nervous. Somebody come off that edge, that blind side, hit him, re-aggravates that herniated disc, it slips. Woo! That scares me. So, that kind of scares me off of some of their offensive players. In my personal rankings right now, I think I got Puka Nacua, maybe like number 7, 8. It bumps him down. I still say he's a first-round pick, but a late first-round pick. I would feel more comfortable getting him early second round. It makes me nervous. Herniated disc. Devontae Adams, he bumps down to like a 4th-round pick, in my opinion. And you're like, "Screw, you crazy. 4th round?" Yeah. And the reason it's not the herniated disc. If Matthew Stafford is out, you know who the backup quarterback is, right? Jimmy G. And you know Devontae Adams and Jimmy G had their little back and forth with the Raiders. They don't like each other really, and his Adams don't like Jimmy G. So you lose Matthew Stafford, here comes Jimmy G. Are they really gonna be on the same page? I don't know. So that makes me nervous. So that's why I bump Adams down. Just the simple fact that Jimmy G could be taking over the reins. So let's move over to another quarterback. Jordan Love. Surgery on the thumb. Low concern in my opinion. It was on his non-throwing hand. On his left hand. Like I said, with the passing, I don't see a concern. They can come out the shotgun. Maybe here or there in the center, but at the shotgun. Only thing a little bit concerned I have is if he has to hand the ball with that left hand. Somebody hit that knuckle ring or whatever. So that's my only concern. So the Josh Jacobs thing, because last year they really leaned on this boy, but I think that was because Jordan Love was hurt with that knee situation. So that's why I think they really leaned on him. Not saying he's not good, but I don't see no more, no less of Josh Jacobs. This little thumb injury is not going to change the fact. Josh still going to be productive. He could be on my radar, but we'll see. I have nothing against Josh. Let's move over to another quarterback situation. Go to the G-Man, Russell Wilson. Now, in one of my previous videos, I said that he's the week 1 starter. They already came out and said he's the week 1 starter. But boy, oh boy, if he struggles, if the G-Man's offense get off to a slow start, just for example, say if they go 0-3, 1-2, MetLife is going to be calling for Jackson Dart. So, slow start, you're going to see Dart. I like that little rhyme. Jackson Dart is going to end up being the starter. I'm telling you. Preseason numbers for Mr. Dart. He's been completed 32 out of 47 passes, 32 completions for 372 yards, 3 passing TDs. He has 6 carries, 52 yards, and 1 rushing TD. The boy brings an energy. I'm not even a G-man, but he brings an energy to that crowd. You can see him out there, players coming off the sideline, congratulations on that last preseason game. He brings a different energy. So, Russ is start off, but if Russ struggles, that offense struggles, Jackson Dart will be the G-man starting quarterback. And it's going to happen this year. So saying if Russell starts off as decent, I can still see a change. Still be a change made. All right? So, since we're talking about G-man, let's stay with the G-man. Let's talk about Malik Neighbors and his little injury right now. This is nothing new, folks. This injury, this toe injury, he had that LSU. And they managed it and they maintained. So, it comes down to pain tolerance. So, that really doesn't concern me with Malik Neighbors in this toe injury. Let's move on to another injury. And this is a little bit more serious. Devon Achane, running back from Miami. Probably said his last name wrong. Man, he showed what he can do last year. Especially when Tua came back, they was getting that ball out of his hand quick as hell. Achane did his thing. So this is kind of concerning in my opinion. It's a soft tissue injury. It's a calf injury. You see, he hasn't been out there. He hasn't been really practicing. Okay, so this is a real serious injury because a re-aggravation. You go out there feeling healthy and bam, he does something wrong. Here go that calf. Something strains. So they got the rest of this boy. But the really concerning thing that I saw is that Brian Robinson Jr. is on their radar. That's concerning. You're looking to maybe bring in Brian Robinson Jr. You see, Washington already put that ball on the shelf. They might be talking on the back burner right now. But don't be surprised if Miami brings in a running back. Brian Robinson Jr. maybe. Don't be surprised. So, this kind of bumps up Wright, but you saw Wright got hurt. So they have another young man out there. I'm going to say his name because people are listening and watching. But there's somebody else. But I have a feeling where there's smoke, there's fire. Brian Robinson Jr.'s name's been kicked around in that Miami front office. Don't be surprised. Now, also with this injury, I say this bumps up Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Because if he doesn't have Achane week 1, Devon, and you know the tight end now a Steeler, he's gone. He's going to want that ball out of his hand. So I can see a lot of quick slants, real quick passes, getting this ball out of his hand and using the athleticism of his wideouts, letting them eat. Okay? So that bumps them two up. Now, out of those two, Tyreek Hill is the biggest risk reward. All right? He has the ability to be top 25 again. He stays healthy. He stays off the field noise. Because right now, there's a whole bunch of red flags right now, but we all know he has the ability. You get this man in the 3rd round, and he does what he did just 2 seasons ago, or you got one of the steals of the draft. I'm telling you, he's definitely a risk. But it's fantasy football. No risk, no reward. You just can't go be conservative. Sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit. That's just my personal opinion. You know, you get this man in 3rd round and he does what he did 2 years ago. Wow, you did your thing. All right. Let's talk about the young man I was just talking about. Brian Robinson Jr., Washington Commanders. Trade rumors. And the team that I saw when the names came up was Miami. Now, you see in the preseason, Robinson ain't play. Why? Because they say he's on trading blocks. They don't want to pay the man. They don't because he's about to come off that rookie contract. They don't want to pay him. Also, Eckler didn't play. So I'm assuming, educated guess, Eckler right now, if this Sunday was opening kickoff for the NFL, Eckler is your RB1. Under the young man who started the preseason game, Chris Rodriguez is your short yardage goal line back. Can also do some third down work too. The young boy Chakori, Krosky Merritt, sleeper. This boy's been doing this thing in camp. I'm pretty sure the young man that lived down in Maryland. I know y'all been hearing his name if y'all listen to Sports Talk Radio. He's a standout right now in camp. And he's been a standout in these preseason games. So that was a good pickup. I picked him up in Dana's Dynasty League. And we'll see. It's a wait and see process. We'll see. Especially if Robinson gets traded, this opens up more opportunity for this young man. Let's move down. Let's talk about the Jets' weapons. The main weapons. I'm talking about Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. I talked about Breece Hall a couple episodes. I said is the dreaded three-headed monster. He's going to be the 1A. Braylon Allen's going to be the 1B. And then you got Isaiah Davis getting that third down work, which blew my mind. Third down work over Breece Hall. That concerns me. It also concerns me that Justin Fields is starting quarterback. He's a running quarterback. And he might turn into a Superman Cam Newton style, that goal line, and Braylon Allen or Breece Hall won't get that ball at the goal line. Justin will just keep it. So I'm nervous about that. That concerns me. I'm concerned, but not really that much concerned with the Garrett Wilson and Justin Fields reconnection. They played in college together. The reason why I'm really not that concerned, Justin Fields, when he was with DJ Moore. DJ Moore did this thing. So Justin Fields can support one wide receiver. Now, can he support a whole three wide receiver? No. He will lean on Cedric Wilson. That's his dog from college. He knows him. And that's his wide receiver one. He's going to lean on him. So he's going to be peppered, heavily targeted. So, small concern for Garrett Wilson. Let's move on to the next topic. I'm going to keep it moving, folks. Cincinnati's offense. Can they support 3 top 25? That is tough, but it's possible with Cincinnati. They're higher powered. You got Joe Burrow, not mobile, but he'll pick your ass apart in that pocket. Okay, Joe Cool, he can get it done. Now, we know Chase is going to do his thing. Higgins does his thing too. Look at the numbers. The third one that I can see getting in that top 25 because I got this man bullseye targeted is Chase Brown, running back. Reason why I think they can support 3 in the top 25 is the Bengals defense is so bad. They're going to be in a lot of shootouts. And Chase Brown is excellent out the backfield. He's a weapon out the backfield as well. So he can stay. If they take that run away, he's staying on the field because he can catch the ball. So, yes, I think the Bengals can support 3 in the top 25. Next topic, this is real quick. Genty, Raiders running back, rookie running back. Yeah, he struggled that first preseason game, but he came alive in that second one. I was asked, am I concerned that he'll cut into Brock Bowers? Not at all. I want Genty to eat. That only helps out Brock, especially with that play action. Geno Smith eats off the play action. So Genty goes, that helps Brock Bowers. So I'm not concerned with Genty doing this thing. It just helps out Brock. And in my opinion, Brock we know he's not a wide receiver, so I can't call him wide receiver 1. I'm going to call him target number 1. Brock Bowers, when they're talking about airing it out, aerial attack, Brock Bowers is target number 1. Not tight end 1, no. Target number 1. He's the first option. He's the first look. All right, so no concern. Last one, and we'll wrap this up. AJ Brown. This was real early, and I did a short about AJ Brown and them Eagles. The Eagles will remain a run-heavy offense. Why would they change it up? I don't see them changing up, trying to keep him happy. As long as they keep winning division, keep contending for a Super Bowl, A.J. Brown will be quite fine. He'll sit down at the East Spring and go read his book on the sideline. They're not going to force feed him. Just to make him happy. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Saquon's still going to eat. I'm not concerned about that. I know he had like 370 carries. They're gonna get the ball, man, the ball. So that's it. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's end this correctly, and we'll get this weekend started. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, you want me to go over a topic? Reach out to me with a text, and it's all good when we rocking. Yeah, it's right. The 30th, baby, right around the corner. Y'all better be ready. August 30th. Doors open up at 1. Draft starts at 3 p.m. Please use the side door. It's on. Keep it deadline. This Monday the 25th. I need those keepers, baby. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Peace.